All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, I will get started.
All right, we are recording, so you're good to go.
Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, March 13th, 2021. This is the City of Flint's Administrative Hearings Bureau, or Blight Court. My name is Attorney Torshell Pfister. I am the Administrative Hearings Officer, or Blight Court Judge. Present via Zoom, we have our Administrative Hearings Clerk, Ms. Alyssa Oliveris, or Blight Court Clerk. We are prepared to call our 1:30 p.m. docket. We'll start with the first three files on that docket. I'll call them all together since they all have the same issue, I believe. First file we have the address at 2812 Sloan, file number EN1904383. Alleged code violation 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is a Darvin Boseman. The next file we have is the address at 3818 Fraser, file number EN1903768. Alleged code violation of 31-81, which is the city blight catch-all violation. And the owner operator there is David Lash. And the last file in that group is the address at 1807 Cadillac Street, file number EN1703670. Alleged code violation again of 31-81, which is the city's blight catch-all violation. The owner operator there is James Todd III. It does appear from my notes from this file that these files are NSO Anderson's files. And NSO Anderson is not going to be able to be present today as he is covering for other NSOs who are out with the or due to the COVID-19 pandemic. As a result of his inability to be here, and we do not have any residents here for those three properties. Is that correct, Ms. Oliveris?
Correct.
No one has called, no one has showed up, and they have not appeared. We will appeal this matter to a hearing date where Mr. Anderson can be present so we can move forward with those files. All three of those files are adjourned. The next file on the docket is the address at 619 Alfred, file number EN1703623. Alleged code violation of 39-43, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premise. 39-43 is the accumulation of growths of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there is Michael McCain, not sure how you pronounce it. Either way, Mr. McCain is not present on the call. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter back on the 9th of February of this year for $160. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to have appeared here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain why it's not been paid. No one is present on the call. Service appears to be completely correct. Payment does not appear to have been made. It is now after 1:42 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. Based on those factors, I do believe that assessing a late fee is appropriate. We'll add a late fee of $25 to the previous total of $160 for a new grand total of $185. We will send notice to the appropriate parties, and that will resolve that file for this afternoon. The next matter on the docket, and I'm going to call these two files together as well. I'm going to call the addresses or the same address. That address is 2731 Clio Road. The first file number, we'll do the 17 file. That file number is EN1704405. The second file number is EN1804414. It appears from the file and from my recollection that there's a new pastor at this. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say what the entity was. The entity is New City of Hope Church. My understanding is that the new pastor there, Pastor Joseph, has contacted our offices regarding these files. He has recently taken over that location, that building, and that he is attempting to work out a resolution to resolve these matters in terms of payment. Based on that call and his request for time to secure those funds to resolve these matters, I don't have a problem adjourning these matters to a hearing date in the future. Ms. Oliveris will send notice to the appropriate parties, and we will adjourn these matters until the next hearing date that's agreeable for Ms. Oliveris and compliant with the notice requirement. So those two files are adjourned. We'll move down to the next file that I have, which is the address at 1406 Barbara, file number EN 1603158, alleged code violation of 39-43, which is the accumulation of growths of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there is U.S. Bank National Association. It does appear from my file that I did sign a judgment in this matter. And in the interim period, it does appear that a payment was made on 9/27/19 for $60. According to my notes in the file, this is paid in full. As a result of that, we will dismiss this matter, and there will be nothing further with this file. The next file we have is the address at 619 Albert, file number EN 1603122, alleged code violation 39-81, which is the city's blight catch-all violation. The owner operator there is a Michael McCain. Again, apparently, we had this file up earlier as well.
Yeah, he had two separate files.
This file is a 2016 file. The previous file was a 2017 file. Focusing on the current file for 2016, it does appear I signed a judgment in this matter on February 9th of this year for $335. That was to be paid by yesterday's date. The witness appeared here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain what has not been paid. Service appears to be completely correct. Payment does not appear to have been made. It is now after 1:46 p.m. The panel was set for 1:30, and no one is present on the call. Based on those factors, and we've already issued a late fee on this file for $25. Based on those factors, I do believe that this matter should be referred to collections so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this file. It is so referred. The next matter on the docket is the address at 5702 Marlowe, file number EN 2006251, alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter, and 39-43, which is the accumulation of growths of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there is an HSW Enterprise. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter back on the 9th of March of this year for $85. That did include a late fee. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or the were to have appeared here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain why it has not been paid. There is no one present in the courtroom or on the Zoom. Payment does not appear to have been made. Service appears to be completely correct. A late fee has already been assessed. Again, it's after 1:47 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30, and there's no one present on the Zoom or in person. Based on those factors, I do find that this file should be referred to collections so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this file. It is so referred. The next matter on the docket is the address at 1713 Griggs, file number EN 2007074, alleged code violation 39-43, which is the accumulation of growths of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there is a Larry and Carlene Holly. It does appear from the file I signed a judgment in this matter back on the 9th of March of this year for $185. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to have appeared here today at 1:30 to explain why it's not been paid. Service appears to be completely correct. Payment does not appear to have been made. A late fee has already been assessed. It is now after 1:48 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30. And like I said, no one is present on the call. No one has contacted our offices. No one is present in person. Based on these factors, I do believe this file should also be referred to collections so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this file. It is so referred. The Next matter on the docket is the address at 1414 Lake Forest, file number EN 2006053. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is a Marla how do you say that, Alyssa?
I think Aquilar.
Acular, thank you.
Aquilar.
I leaned down Miss Olivares for that one. Maria V. Acular. That's Aquilar for the record. Sorry. Find it again. All right, the alleged violation there, if I didn't already say it, was the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter, which is 39-7. It does appear from the file, last on the judgment in this matter back on the 9th of March of this year for $85. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, with the which will appear here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain what has been paid. Service appears to be completely correct. Payments in that have been made. A late fee has already been assessed. It is now after 1:50 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. Based on their non-appearance, lack of contact, I do believe this matter should be referred to collections, so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this file. It is so referred. The next matter on the docket is the address at 1521 Center. I believe that's the Center Road, I assume, the Center Road, file number EN 1802662, alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is an Alan Monticelli maybe, Montechellie. Does appear from the file. I signed a judgment in this matter back on the 9th of February of this year for $60. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or which will appear here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain what has not been paid. Service in the file does appear to be completely correct. Payments not appear to have been made. A late fee has already been assessed. It is now after 1:51 p.m. The matter was set for 1:30, and there is no one present on the call, and no one has contacted our offices. Based on no factors, I do believe this file should also be referred to collections, so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with that file. It is so referred. The next file on the docket is the address at 631 St. Clair Street. File number EN 1502153, alleged code violation of 39-43, which is the accumulation of corrosive weeds, grass, harmful vegetation, deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there is a Darrell Meredith. It does appear from the file. I signed a judgment in this matter back on the 9th of February of this year for $110. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, which will appear here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain what has not been paid. Service in the file does appear to be completely correct. There is no receipt of payment in the file. Does not appear to have been paid. A late fee has already been added. It is now after 1:52 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30, and no one has appeared on this file. Based on no factors, I do find that this matter should be referred to collections, so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this file. It is so referred. And the last file on the docket for today is the address at 2417 Winifred, file number EN 1802694, alleged code violation of 39-43. Again, that's the duty, that's the accumulation of corrosive weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there is Anthony Potter. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter on the 9th of February of this year for $60. That did include a late fee of $25. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, as it would have appeared here today at 1:30 to explain why it's not been paid. There is no one present in the courtroom on the call. Service appears to be completely correct. There's no record that the payment has been made. A late fee has already been added. And again, it's now after 1:53 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. and there's no one on the call. Based on no factors, I do find that this matter should be referred to collections, so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this file. It is so referred. I believe that is the last matter we have on the docket for today. Based on that, we will go off the record. Thank you, Ms. Olivares.
Thank you.